Finding joy. Sorry about the extended wait. I have been being a good friend and I let my friend borrow my laptop. So I'm currently recording this on my phone. So I'm sorry if it looks blurred and it's chopped up and it's not good editing skills. But you know, that's what happens when you do it from the iPhone. But generally, I just want to go through my first couple months. The first month was okay. I did have a few gas pains after the surgery. I was the bad child out of most patients. The first 2, 3 days after surgery, I went on a trip. Yes, something you do not do. I went on a trip to Michigan, but I was feeling okay. Um, the things, the first stages that you feel, it's just uncomfortable. Every night I went to sleep, I just couldn't sleep comfortable because it just felt like um, someone had deattached someone else's stomach and put it on mine, and it was just really uncomfortable. I talked to my sister and my mom a lot about it just because it was just, you start second guessing the situation. But I did feel a lot of energy. But one thing that I did do is compare myself to other people. I had one guy that had the surgery with me the same day, just a little bit later, and he was losing his weight really fast and he was able to get back to working out pretty quickly. I did try to do that, but my parents were trying to make me, calm down a little bit because it was initially a surgery. But I was like, but he's doing it. Why can't I do it? I feel fine. But um, I do want to tell you, walking really helps the gas pain. His gas pain went all the way to his shoulders, which they say that's the worst. Mine kept on going in my belly. It didn't go any further up past my chest. Um, I'm trying to think. And a lot of things, a lot of people's diet plans are a little bit different. I transitioned into different food stages quicker than most people did. So, I mean, I couldn't really explain to you if it was hard or not because I feel like it was like a week or two different. Um, I can tell you that once I got to a solid food or soft food, it was really hard. I think, like everyone tells you, it's a mental thing. Because my mom had made wings one day, and I just looked across the table and I saw my sister eating. And I was like, dang, she's smashing. Like, she's smashing. So, thinking I was the same person, I went back to eat like she did, like eating fast. And let me tell y'all what you will experience. It is the worst feeling ever to get your food caught in your throat. Um, it's happened to me a couple times. Now I kind of know what to do and what not to do. And some foods that just doesn't work right with me, more so pork chops, I haven't been able to go back to that the same way anymore. A lot of people say just sit and let it subside, but I can't do that. I tried to sit there for at least 15 minutes, but for me personally, and as much as I don't like to throw up, I had to throw it up because it just wouldn't come up. And it's also happened, I don't know if anybody else has experienced this with water. Like if I drink too much water, and that's to this day, like I've had to throw up water. And all my throw up is not like throw up, it just looks like mucus, which is weird. Um, let's see. I'm trying to think of some things that I went through. All I can say is a mental thing. I swear, I'm on Instagram all day. I'm on Vanderbilt's weight loss page all day, and I just compare myself. A lot of people say they see the changes in me. Granted, I see it in my face. It has slimmed down a lot, but it's kind of like I'm still wearing the same clothes. Granted, they're looser, but it's the thing of you looking at yourself in the mirror and you seeing yourself every day. you don't see it. So I don't know if this is something that you would want to do, but for me personally, which I got an idea from someone else, before you start the process, make sure you make a profile in your album of pre-surgery pictures. So then that when after you go through the surgery, you can actually look at your old pictures and compare, because that's the only time I generally see there is a difference. New things that I have experienced. I'm currently, because like I said, it's been a while. It's 3 months I've been out of surgery. I am down 100 pounds total from my initial highest weight, because like I said, was losing weight prior. And the total of the 3 months, I've lost 60 pounds, which is generally a lot. I did ask my dietitian why some people lose weight quicker than others, and she stated just because I was working towards it, before. So all the water weight that a lot of people lose within the first month, I've already lost it. So I was like, okay, it makes me feel a little bit better. I became a picky eater. Not a picky eater, but I think that's what everybody else says. I feel personally that whatever restaurant we go to, as long as they have protein, I'm fine. I will make my suggestion. And I try not to talk about it too much, because I feel like I annoy people when you start talking about the process and the changes. But then they start asking you, and it's like, you just try to tell them as much as possible. Another thing is I'm starting to lose my neck, and I'm starting to get a collarbone. I sit so much comfortable. I can't say the word. I sit so much better in my seat at work. A lot of people say the little things is all that matters. When I sit in my desk, I can cross my leg under my leg and sit on it. I would have never thought in a million years that that would be possible. Another thing is this past Sunday, I rode my brother's motorcycle for the first time. He was like, Angeli, you want to hop on? And I was, you're still in that same mind frame of like, are you sure I can get on? Because, I do weigh this much. Are you sure? And he was like, yeah, Angeli, let me just go take you for a ride. So as my 100-pound weight loss, that was what I did. I'm trying to think of some other things that I want to talk about. I did have a question. Someone said, do they do blood work during your consultation? They do. Well, mine did. They just want to see where your levels are, just so they can notate that. I've been really craving salads recently. I kind of want a salad every day. I just had a Zaxby salad, so what I do is I have them put the meat on the side, and that meal is for 3 meals. That's a drastic change. I did sign up for my first 5K, which is in October, but I think I'm going to sign up for the St. Jude's one as well, and it's another one. So if you're anywhere in Nashville, anywhere close to Nashville, make sure you find my Instagram page, which is Finding Joy, JOI, and not an O, a zero, with 2 I's with an N. And then we can converse about getting together for the 5K. Another thing that I'm looking to do is I've been wanting to really get involved in community service. So I am looking to get a weight loss meeting together in Nashville. Granted, we're going to have one we're going to have a fun one. But I really want to give back to the community. So I'm reaching out to the director at Nashville Rescue so we can have a weight loss community service thing. Because it's fun to, celebrate your weight loss, but you still want to give back to the community. I've had a really, really good support system. But I did have one instance. I'm sorry this video is going to be so long. But I had this one guy. We were out to dinner. And I'm not going to talk. He was heavy. And somebody asked me, "How did you lose all your weight? You look amazing." No shame for me. I told him I had the weight loss surgery. And this dude had the audacity to say that it was cheating. So before I snapped, my best friend and her brother kind of calmed me down, because it's kind of like, you would think that it would be people that are fit and all that stuff that are telling you that it's cheating. But I've had experience with people that are heavy and unhealthy that are telling me that it's cheating. If you think it's cheating, that's fine. I have no shame. I did what I had to do to get healthier for myself. But what are you doing? That's the question. What are you doing? Because looking at you, no offense, we can all work out together. But that was a big surprise. And I didn't know how to take it, especially because it was somebody I've never met before. So I didn't know if I should snap, which my anger, and I've been more outspoken recently, I think it's due to the hormones, or maybe I was just a butt muncher before, and it's just coming out even more, and I'm just being more spoken. I really don't know what else to tell you. It's been a really good 3 months, and I would have thought with me having my surgery so close to the holidays that it would have been a struggle. And it was fine. I mean, I go through my daily struggles. One thing is, before I found this protein powder, which is called GenoPro, it was so hard for me to get my protein in. You would think it would be easy, especially with the snacking. It's not, because like, you already know you have to wait 30 minutes to eat and 30 minutes to drink in between each other. And then when you're at work all day, it's kind of like you don't think about it. So I got this thing called GenoPro. You can get it from Amazon, and I also attached the link below. Just a scoop of that in your coffee, in your juice. I don't drink juice, I just drink water and coffee. But in any of that, and just mix it together, it's really tasteless. It's 30 grams of protein. So that's half my protein for the day, and it is a lifesaver. Another thing I have issue is water intake, or excuse me, your liquid intake. I try to get the biggest bottles of something to drink so I can kind of measure it. Some people ask me, why don't you just get the small one? It's hard for me to carry around 6 million of those bottles, excuse me, and calculate my day. So I'd rather just get a liter and drink like that. But it's still every day. That is the hardest thing in the world. Another tip, which I've learned, I did a few road trips in the past 2 months, is to make sure you bring snacks. Not potato chips, not candy, snacks. Because it was so hard. I was so proud of myself. I went to Texas, and my parents, it was a 12-hour trip. My daddy loves to munch on chips, and chips are the devil. They're so good. But I had to be strong, and I went to the store and got me some of those. I think they're called PB3 or something like that from Lunchables, and they're like 13 grams of protein. I got me some nuts, I got me some cheese, and I got me something else. So as soon, I swear, an hour into the trip, all I heard was the crackling of the bag, and I was like, let me get these almonds in my mouth and take my butt to sleep, get some water, because it's so hard when people around you are focused, but they're not as focused as you are. And so it's so many different types of temptation. Granted, there are cheat days. There are days that you just want that one or two things. And you can do that. Just make sure that you never fall off the wagon, because it's so hard to get back on. It is so hard. But I really haven't done anything like carbs wise of what I want. Everyone keeps on asking me, do you want a piece of cake? Do you want this? If I do cheat, I want it to be worth my calories. I want it to be worth my carbs. And I have not found anything that is worth any of that. Not yet. I did have a small smidget of my mom's strawberry cake, and it was delicious, but it was just a small piece. But this is a wonderful journey, and I'm so blessed that I'm able to do that. Also, I'm opening up my trip. If anyone wants to go to Cedar Point with me, like I told you, I'm doing a lot of things this year that I haven't been able to do. If you want to go to Cedar Point with me, I'm going to Cedar Point June 25th. It's on a Saturday. And it's just whoever wants to go. I would love to meet any and everybody. And also, if you want anything local, you can find my Instagram. Again, I'm sorry that it took so long, and I'm doing this for my iPhone. This is the best I could do just because I'm trying to be a friend and help some people out. But if you have any additional questions, the quickest way to get to me is my Instagram. I'm going to try to be up to date more so on my videos. I promise I'm going to try to be a little bit better, but sometimes it comes to be a second job because recording a video can take an hour and a half, the editing 2 or 3. So please be patient with me, but I try my best to, if you message below too, I try my best to email you as soon as possible. So just stay tuned. I'll begin my GoPro, soon. So you'll see some action shots of my journey. And again, I do want to thank you so much for staying with me and being with my journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. Find Joy J0II on Instagram. So I'm driving myself nuts, getting on the scale every day. I need to stop doing that because I'm messing with my mind too much.